Let's see what your chart says here. Oh, says here you have a headache, could be cancer or a cold. And a slight fever too. Might be attributed to the recent Ebola outbreak, or could just be emotional stress. Before you watch this honest ad, I'm going to show you a real ad about Ground News. And don't skip ahead, it hurts my feelings. Ground News is a website and app developed by a former NASA engineer on a mission to give readers an easy, data-driven, objective way to read the news. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, factuality, and ownership of the source's reporting. And the best part, Ground News is subscriber-funded, which means there are no ads on the platform. Take this story, for example. It was reported on by 90 news outlets, with most of the reporting coming from the left. You can see that Raw Story blames the delayed care on restrictive abortion laws. In contrast, LifeNews.com accuses Kamala Harris of lying and emphasizing the abortion pill as the direct cause. One of my favorite features is their blind spot feed, which shows you stories underreported by one side of the political spectrum. So I can see stories I normally wouldn't have, and I honestly think it could help you too. Go to ground.news/honest. Click the link in the video description or scan the QR code on the screen to get 50% off their Vantage plan. By signing up, you'll not only support honest ads, but also help Ground News in their mission to make the media landscape more transparent. Hello, welcome to Urgent Hort. We need you to fill out this form on the iPad before we can get started. No. No, you need to fill out the form. Literally, I can't say anything else to you other than the last sentence I said, the sentence I'm speaking right now, until you fill out the form. Good, thank you. Now we can get started with your urgent Hort care. We're sort of a drive-through casual dining kind of doctor ER room. Lucky we don't have a tip window down here. So, if you just take a seat, we'll get back to you and give you a call in a couple of minutes. What brings you here today? Jerry, you look fine. You're from out of town. Maybe you just came down with a bad cold, or maybe you're just poor. Well, I'm glad you're here because we take care of you for urgent but non-life-threatening illnesses. We're a safe haven for people like you under 40 who have horrible health insurance and almost never a primary care physician. You're lucky you got here the second we opened. The wait times can be unpredictable at this place. In fact, sometimes you'll see so many millennials lined up outside, you'd think this was a boozy brunch spot with the best eggs Benedict in town. But the only shots you'll find here are the ones that go into your arm when we get the newest COVID vaccine in. Of course, you could just go to a pharmacy for that. Even then, a pharmacy can't really help you. And we actually can. Urgent cares like ours opened up in the 70s as medical clinics in areas that had no other access to medicine. Essentially, this was health care for people who didn't have access to it. Since things have gotten so bad out there for Americans who need health care, we've rapidly expanded to approximately 10,000 centers across the United States. We're basically a giant Band-Aid for the healthcare system, which is such a bizarre thing because that's basically all we are for you too. But we're a humble bunch of emergency medicine physicians dedicated to responding to a public need for convenient access to unscheduled medical care. So, I guess I'm supposed to examine you now. Though we could just treat your symptoms to get you in and out of here. Probably nothing serious. And you better hope it's not, since we can't really handle anything invasive. I have to warn you, if I find anything really serious, I'm just going to send you right to the ER. Well, let's see what your chart says here. Oh, says here you have a headache, could be cancer or a cold. And a slight fever too. Might be attributed to the recent Ebola outbreak, or could just be emotional stress. And finally, you said you have a crippling and irrational fear of water, and you've been foaming at the mouth? Okay, you might actually have rabies. In fact, we're going to have to quarantine you until we get your blood work back. And then we'll just send you to the ER where they're legally obligated to treat you for more serious stuff. It's the only way to work around your insurance, which is essentially what we're frequently forced to do. What? Oh, we might cost a lot, but we're doctors. We actually care about you. Good thing we can give you a blood test on the house. I also love drawing blood, as it reminds me of the days where I was just a corporate vampire and not a real one. You see, I can't die. Seriously, there's no charge. Things have gotten so bad for most people who seek medical care that they're probably recommended to come here from the ER or doctor anyway, which is funny because now this part of the industry, which is supposed to be a workaround for the corporatized disaster that's American healthcare, is now a $15 billion industry. And it's only a matter of time before the entire industry can't hide behind state-of-the-art facilities and fluorescent touchscreens. Eventually, you'll find out that for anything serious, you really got to get yourself to a better equipped doctor's office or a hospital, and it will cost you a fortune. But you can't put a price on your health. Let a medical professional do that for you. In the meantime, we're glad we can save you a bit of cash. This is before you realize we're basically a middle school nurse's office for adults. An estimated quarter of all emergency room care could be administered at an urgent care center. This could save sickly patients approximately $4.4 billion annually. Too bad that once you discover you need to remove your gallbladder, we'll have to pass you on to a specialist who will literally want to charge you so much you'll start asking questions like, what is a gallbladder anyway? Don't I already have a bladder? If somebody accidentally stabs me in the gallbladder and they're forced to remove it, do I have to pay for the surgery? Well, only God knows the answers to these questions. I, however, can see from your blood work that you're fine, but probably have a cold. I could prescribe you a dose of antibiotics that are probably not going to do anything for a viral infection if you'd like. And no, I won't be able to follow up with you. I might not even work here in a week. I'm just filling in. We're the best alternative you've got. You would otherwise have to make an appointment at your doctor months out, or you could wait here for who knows how long. You're just sick enough that I can tell you you have a cold, but it looks like there's just about nothing I can do for you here. I could, legally, ask you to pull down your pants for me. But that seems unnecessary since it's just a fever. Would you like to pull your pants down? Okay then. All right, just see yourself out. You're going to be fine. Oh, and please, take a whole bottle of hand sanitizer with you on the way out. We've been overstocked on this stuff since 2020. Plus, I saw some pretty sick patients sitting in a waiting room. They're probably so contagious. We'll see you back here in a week. I've been Roger, by the way, and I'm not a doctor. I just play one on the internet. Rachel, we'll see you next.